Hi everybody, it's Doreen and welcome back to day 12 of Christmas cards with the Cricut. This is the card we'll be making today, so come on and join me and I'm going to show you how to make this quick and easy card. Okay everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the supplies so we can get started with day number 11. So now, my card measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I've taken it and scored it in half to make it a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add my top layer, and my top layer measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and this paper is from a paper pack that is the Holiday Collection by DCWV, and these are some of the papers that are in this paper pack. There is 180 sheets in this paper pack, and I picked this up last year, I believe, or the year before, at the day after Christmas at Joann's. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm not adding any ribbon, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my tape gun out and start adding my top layer. And I've also gone ahead and inked the edges using my Tim Holtz Distress ink, and this is the Chip Sapphire. So let's go ahead and finish getting our tape around our edges, and then we'll get some tape in the middle, and then we can go ahead and add our top layer to our card. So I'm going to go ahead and open out the card. I didn't ink my edges on the card itself because I decided I didn't want to have, I wanted to just have that blue color coming through along here. So now, let's go ahead and start putting together our embellishments. Now, I've gone ahead and cut the frame out, and this frame is from the Christmas cartridge, and I don't have the handout for that because that was a free download when you purchased your Gypsy during a certain time period. But the actual handout, I guess, looks like this. I just printed this off the internet, so I'll bring that up a little closer so you can see it. So now let's go ahead and you don't have to use your Gypsy for this portion of it because you can just go straight from your Cricut, but I of course use my Gypsy because I designed the card first and then I went ahead and cut it out. So this is cut out at 4 1/4 inches, and on the Gypsy what I've gone ahead and done is we'll go to that cartridge, and so I've cut out the blackout, which is my bottom layer right here, at 4 1/4, and that would be key number, I believe it's 47. Yep, it's 47. So it looks like this. So what you're going to do is hit your blackout, your shift, and then key 47. And then for the top portion, or the frame portion, I've gone ahead and cut that out at 4 1/4 inches as well, and that is key number 47 as well, but you're just going to hit your shift key, so it looks like this. So let's go ahead and put that together, and then we can add the rest of our embellishments. So I'm going to just go ahead and use my Tombow adhesive to put this together. So I'll make sure I get some glue all the way around, and then we can just go ahead and add this. And I'm going to take my tweezers so I can make sure I get this lined up and add this to the frame, or to the bottom portion of my frame. And then I'll press down. So it's actually going to face this way. So now let's go ahead and add our little sign. And the sign I cut out using this paper stack that I got at Big Lots. It's a DCWV. It's called Hippie Chic, and it has some metallic and glitter paper as well as small regular paper or regular cardstock in there. And these pieces are 4.5 by 6.5, so they're good for using as like mat stacks. So I'm just going to go ahead and line this up and look at where I want to put this. And I'm going to come down just a little bit because I need to leave enough room to add my Merry Christmas. So I think I'm going to have it right there. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to use the tape gun, or actually I'm going to use my zig two-way, my Tombow for this portion of it. And then the smaller pieces, I'm going to go ahead and use my Tombow. So we'll use the Tombow, or not the Tombow, the zig pen on the pole portion, and then all on the top part of the sign portion. I'll just go ahead and make sure I get enough glue around everywhere. And then we'll just add it to the card. And I guess I should tell you what I cut that at and which cartridge that came from. So let me go ahead after I get this on here and we'll talk about that. So now, this is also from the Christmas cartridge, and it is also key number 47, and I cut that at 4¼ inches as well. And you're not going to hit your shift or blackout or shadow or anything. You're just going to hit key 47, and it looks like this, and you'll cut that out at 4¼ inches. So now what I want to go ahead and do is I want to go ahead and add my top layer for my sign onto the actual sign itself. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have this pop up. So let me go ahead and get some foam tape on here so we can pop this up. So let me find my foam tape. And here it is. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut some pieces and add them to the back of this. And I'm just going to add one piece across there, like so. And I'm going to bend this just a little bit because it's kind of curling up and I don't want it to do that. And I think I'm going to add one more strip down the side here so that I have this going all the way across like so. So let's just go ahead and peel off our tape backing, and then we can add this to the card. So I'll take off that last piece, which doesn't want to come off. Okay, so now we can just go ahead and I think I'm going to add this way. Well, let me take a look at this real quick. Nope, we're going to have that at the top, like so, because I do have some embellishments that I want to add to that. So there. Now I've gone ahead and added my top layer. So let's move on with our other embellishments. So the next thing I'm going to add is this little ornament. And this ornament is from the Close to My Heart Art Philosophy cartridge. And let me bring up the handbook. It looks like this. And this is on page 33. And it's ornament number 1. And then I cut out the top layer as well. Now with this one, I did have to take off my aspect ratio on my gypsy because I needed this to fit, and let me make this larger. I needed this to fit inside my sign portion. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and taken off the aspect ratio, and I cut this at the width is 1.50 and the height is 1.75. And then I did the same thing for the shadow, which is 1.50 for the width and 1.75 for the height. So let's go ahead and go to that cartridge so I can tell you which key it is. So it is key number 13, and to get your top layer, you're going to hit the basic icon layer, and you're going to hit your shift layer, and then you're going to hit key 13, and it looks like this. And then to get your blackout or shadow feature, the ornament 1, you're just going to hit your shift key and key 13, and it looks like this. So now, once I cut that out, and I cut both of them in cream color cardstock, I then went ahead and inked the shadow layer using the chip sapphire again, and I just inked that all the way through because I didn't have the color cardstock that I really wanted to go underneath there, so I just used my ink instead. And then for my top layer, which was also cream color, I went ahead and used my embossing ink, and then I used this embossing powder, and the color is Oceanic. And I picked this embossing powder up several years ago when I first started stamping it. It's got to be at least, I would say, 10 years old. So I don't, it says that it's Creations Unlimited. I don't even know if that company exists anymore. So now I want to go ahead and put this right here in the center. So what I'm going to do is, once again, I want to add some dimensionals on the back of here because I do want this to pop up. So I'm just going to go ahead and take one dimensional and stick it back on the back there, and then peel off my tape. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my ornament in the center. Let's make sure I got that straight, like so. Now, the other thing that I want to add to the ornament is, or to my sign, is I want to go ahead and put a little snowflake right there. So now these snowflakes I picked up at Michael's. They come like this. And they are also buttons. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and taken off the shank on the back, and then to smooth it out, I take it off using my wire cutters, and then to smooth it out, I use my Dremel tool to smooth it out and make it even so that I can lay it down on my card. So I'm going to go ahead and get some glue on the back of here, and then we're just going to go ahead and add the snowflake to the center of the sign, like so. So now the last thing I want to go ahead and add on the front is I want to go ahead and add my sign, or my label. And the label is a stamp that says Merry Christmas, and I once again used some embossing ink and the Oceanic embossing powder and stamped that out. Now the label itself is also from the Art Philosophy cartridge, and it is on, let's see what page. It is on page 25, and it looks like this, and they're calling this a rectangle 4. And I'm sure that there's other cartridges out there that have this label, or if you don't want to put this label, you can try putting some other label. There's several cartridges out there that have labels on them. Or what you can do is just cut out a rectangle, stamp your image, cut out a rectangle, and then you can use the corner chomper let me see, there is one that is an angle cut. It is the one with the pink handle. So it does have an angle cut on it that will give you the same effect right here. If you don't have this cartridge or cannot find, or don't have a cartridge that has that particular label, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take my Tombow and go ahead and add this to the card. And I want to just place it about right there. Come over just a little bit here. And I want to place it right there. So now, then I want to go ahead and just add one little snowflake up here. So once again, I've taken the shank off the back of the button and sanded it down with my Dremel tool so that it can lay flat. So that's it, everybody. This is card number 12 of the Christmas Cards with the Cricut series. So don't forget to come back and watch for day 13. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.